John has been living with a coke addiction now for 10 years. He is only 16.
Hard living with an addiction. Sometimes I just sit in my room all alone, feeling out of place. I can't do the things normal people do.
John's coke addiction began when he was just 6 years old and has progressed steadily since then.
Well, I got my first coke when I was about 6 years old. We were sitting on my grandpa's porch, and he said, "Here, son, take this coke." So I took it, and I gulped it down real fast. And it was the most delicious thing I've ever had in my whole life. And after that, my dad used to keep a whole bunch of cokes in the refrigerator we had, and I used to go down and sneak them out when no one was down there. And it started out only like 2 to 3 a day, but after a while, I was going through 12 to 15 cokes every day. That's when I started realizing I had a coke addiction.
John's addiction affects him every day. Everyday tasks like waking up, eating breakfast, driving, schoolwork, homework, and leisure activities all take on a new difficulty. These tasks that most people take for granted take John an extra effort to complete. John's condition is called impulsive chugging and is a very serious form of addiction.
Impulsive chugging, that's medical terms for that. For impulsive chugging would be a statum carbonitis. It's something to do with drinks, I don't know. But things like, they get red elation, and they get fainting spells, and a rush of things come into them when they get into this. It creates pressure in their stomach. They have excessive belching. It can be very disgusting in some rooms. They get ulcers from it. Sometimes they bleed from their nose. It's just a terrible affliction. I really hate to see anybody in this affliction whatsoever. And on top of that, the constant motion of the arm to feed the drink into the mouth creates shoulder problems and pulled muscles and elbow stress and watery eyes. And it's a terrible affliction. I'm sorry to see anyone in this condition at all.
John's addiction is becoming steadily worse, allowing him less and less time for himself as his impulsive chugs become more and more frequent. But John has not been able to find the kind of help he needs with his addiction.
Yeah, I've tried seeking out various coke centers for help, but usually when I get there, they just laugh and turn me down saying, "Oh, you're not addicted to the correct type of coke." And then they just keep laughing, and I'm like, what do you know about coke addictions anyway?
John has developed his own forms of breaking his addiction. Some have failed, while others have succeeded. His Pepsi First method of coke rehabilitation has had limited success so far, but John is hopeful for the future.
It's going to be a long, slow road to recovery, but I know one day I just want to be like everyone else. Coke-free.
John's addiction may be termed severe, but one day he wishes to see something other than the coke side of life.